Well, Republican voters in North Carolina's 9th Congressional District are heading to the polls today to decide who will represent the party in November's general election. The state's election board overturned GOP candidate Mark Harris's win to represent the 9th District in the U.S. House earlier this year. He was accused of coordinating with a political operative to tamper with absentee ballots. Harris said that he would not run again in the special election due to health issues. Well, joining us now, Nick Oxner. He's the chief investigative reporter at our Charlotte affiliate, WBTV. So, Nick, there are 10 Republican candidates running in today's special election. Who are really the top contenders, and do they have the backing of Mark Harris at this point?
Yeah, so even though there are 10 candidates running in today's primary, there are really just a couple, 2, 3, maybe 4 that are at the top of the field when you look at the polls. Interestingly, the second place candidate, the candidate who's been polling anyways in second place, is a guy named Stoney Rushing, Union County Commissioner, and he was endorsed by Mark Harris when Harris announced he wasn't going to run in this special election. But despite that endorsement, again, Rushing's been in second place. In first place in all the polling is North Carolina State Senator Dan Bishop, who's most known probably for being the author of House Bill 2 a couple years ago. It was a controversial bathroom bill. Bishop has been polling above 30% in 3 or 4 polls that have been released in the last couple of weeks, and that is significant because 30% is the threshold that one candidate would have to win and achieve to win this primary outright and avoid a runoff.
So is Mark Harris in the clear, or do you think he could face potential consequences from this scandal?
It does not appear that Mark Harris himself will face any consequences. Of course, there's both a state investigation that's ongoing into allegations of voter fraud and election fraud in 2018, and a guy who Harris himself hired to work on his campaign, a political operative in Bladen County, North Carolina, known as McCrae Dowless, and several of his workers have already been indicted for actions they took in the 2018 primary and the 2016 general election. But again, federal investigation, state investigations remain into what happened or didn't happen in the 2018 general election.
We know Dan McCready, the Democrat, is running unopposed in his primary. What kind of campaign will he be running in light of last year's fraud scandal?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the McCready campaign has stuck to pretty much their centrist, middle-of-the-road message, same playbook that they used in the 2018 election. Because remember, the 9th District is still fairly conservative. It starts on a portion of Mecklenburg County, where I am now, obviously the most populous county in the district, but much of it stretches through suburban Union County and then into the rural parts of North Carolina, largely more conservative. So McCready ran in 18, and he's doing so again as a centrist. He would not come out and say he would support and vote for Nancy Pelosi in 2018, and we expect much of the same, although what we do know is that Dan McCready is going to have a lot of money to get that message out against whoever he faces in the general election.
Nick Oxner. Nick, thanks so much. You've been following the story so closely over the past year. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot.